So I can't lie, this must have been the easiest trying to find a receipt to debunk that Jaden and Blueface never broke up. Let me just say something right quick. This is how mass confusion starts. First and foremost, we get mass confusion that Chrisean Rock is in her feelings and she feels as though she needs to leave the Blueface house or Wack 100's house because she doesn't want to be there because Wack 100 is going to be controlling the situation and making her feel uncomfortable and so forth and so on and on and on and on. And so now when people hear these allegations, okay, they're not what the facts are, no receipts are being presented, they're going to equate, okay, so that makes sense why Chrisean Rock wants to leave Blueface's house because they never broke up in the first place, Jaden and Blueface. Now, keep on sending me these requests, videos that you want me to, talk about and also fact check because this right here, I could not find anything recently on such a thing. This would be the easiest receipt to find on social media if Chrisean got wind that it was all that they were playing her and Chrisean, was only there for the benefits of Blueface. Now we know she's only there for the benefits of Blueface, but that's their relationship, Blueface and Chrisean. Now, as far as Jaden and Blueface not being together, prior to Blueface going to jail, Jaden had a Bookie. She had moved on. We don't see Bookie anymore, but who knows? She might be keeping it low key, trying to keep her business quiet. She already seen how it ended up with Blueface. Everybody's in her business, because she was dealing and associated with Blueface. Do you think, and I want you guys to answer this in the comment section of this video, if Chrisean, in fact, knew that they were still together, that she would leave on those terms or be heartbroken or still leave the situation with Blueface? Absolutely not. And first and foremost, if that did happen where she felt like she got played, you don't think that Chrisean would have been up here from morning to night for the rest of the duration of him being in jail and telling the business of what went down and how she got played like she always does when she's fighting with Blueface? She spills the beans. She tells everything. So this is not making any sense for anybody to make that believable. Usually when men go to jail, even Blueface, and he's allegedly a millionaire, right? They need people. People don't want to collect phone calls even if they can pay for them. They don't want to write love letters even if, they can write well. Okay? They don't want to have to send canteen and visits, and it is too time consuming of one's life. It's almost like you're doing a sentence with the man. And if you were locked up, he probably would be off and running to the races with other women and not holding you down like that. Or if he was holding you down financially and accepting your calls, he wouldn't be waiting around for you, taking any of your orders like Chrisean Rock is doing for Blueface. I don't care how the scenario goes, in my opinion. I don't care if Blueface gets out today and he ends up back with Jaden. Chrisean Rock goes back to her house. It's still going to be the flip flop. This is human behavior. This is how we have saw these entities, Chrisean Rock, Jaden Alexis, and Blueface, work their set. They go back and forth. Well, at least Blueface goes back and forth between the two of these girls, okay? And he has been since he's met Chrisean, and he was doing this to Jaden when Chrisean wasn't in the picture. There was always some side chick that was replaced. Now the side chick that continuously is there on the side and in fact got a tattoo on her face after she removed one on her neck is Chrisean Rock. There's nothing any woman could say, in my opinion, to Chrisean, even Bonnie Lachey saying that she's pregnant, even the allegations of Jiggy being pregnant, that's going to make her leave Blueface alone or be pressed if Jaden Alexis and Blueface were back together. In my opinion, because I don't see any receipts, I don't see anybody saying anything like pretty much from the horse's mouth out of Jaden and Alexis's mouth. Blueface is in jail. We have not heard a jail call because let me tell you something. The first people that would have been on those jail call recordings is IG and those bloggers, especially the heavy hitters that work the set all through the night with all the updates of what's going on, okay? And we would have had a phone recording if it came from Blueface's mouth. And certainly Chrisean would have been probably the first person to the social media internet to tell everybody how she was wronged. Okay, so she could win back her fans. That's probably would be the easiest way she can get back her subscribers is if she just came clean and said, which there's nothing to come clean about. So don't think that I'm saying that what these sources were saying is the truth. I don't believe at all that this is the truth. I don't even believe that any due diligence was done. It was just something that was probably written down on a piece of paper of videos that they were going to discuss without doing any due diligence and get the audience in a frenzy. Chrisean, as far as I am concerned, she's in a toxic relationship alongside with Jaden. It's an open relationship, if you ask me, for Blueface. Chrisean would not be living at Blueface's house if she was knowingly knowing that Jaden, Alexis, and and Blueface were back together. And even if they were back together, Chrisean Rock would have been already in the wind. And again, she would have already told the public that Blueface wronged her. And that would have been that. She can't get to her. She can't get to him like she could if he was out. He's in jail. Nobody can have him at this time. And if he was out and she got played and this was announced that Jaden and Blueface never broke up, Chrisean would be on that internet and at that door. And vice versa. Blueface, even if he's the one per usual who starts all the flip-flopping and back and forth and all the mess, he would be at her door. We have to protect our eyes and our ears. You can do a simple search on your own to see this basic information on these social media influencers that you follow. Some of this information is not even due diligence. You just type in on Instagram the person's name, it'll pull up fan pages, it'll pull up bloggers or even YouTube vloggers, which that's what they call what we do. We vlog commentators, channels that would have been, somebody would have had to be the first one to that news and bring it to the YouTube circuit and announce that Chrisean Rock got played. Because right now they're on a smear campaign, and just add to the smear campaign is how they look at it. It's not their life. That's how everyone's playing this whole game with Chrisean. It's almost like people like to kick you when you're down. Instead of lifting you up, they get you at your most vulnerable and weakest point in your life, and they throw up anything in your face to try to bring you down. And that's what's being done now. And if anybody, from my opinion, is from her camp, giving this information to any of the vloggers or bloggers and no receipts are provided, then it's fake news. And that's period, point blank. You can't just get up here and say what you believe to be the truth because somebody called you on the phone as your receipt or DM'd you and just told you that that was what the case was. What if that person that's giving you all of this information decides to want to have fun with it and they call you and they know that they're purposely telling you something that's not the truth because you run with everything else that they tell you, and you get up on here and you say something like you've been saying that's incorrect and not accurate information? It just would start something that don't even need to be started. I feel as though Chrisean is going through enough in her life. She doesn't have to log on. She shouldn't have to anyways. And hear all of these things that she doesn't even know about. Like Jaden and Blueface getting back together. I know she gets onto these social media platforms and she even has to question herself. She probably even gets into arguments with Blueface on the jail calls. Are you back with so and so? Are you kicking me out the house? Oh, did somebody say that I was leaving the spot? When all of these things take place, we will know about it because Chrisean doesn't hold water. She can't hold water. Eventually, even when she's quiet, she comes out and she speaks. Right now, she has a lot of things on her head. And I would too, in my opinion. Anybody that's going to hit me with a lawsuit and there's really no way that you can fight it, all you might have to do in this case is settle. And it's no telling how much that settlement can be. Because if she ends up not settling and takes it all the way to court and is convicted for whatever she's being sued for, she's going to have to pay a hefty fee, just like Blueface has to pay that club owner 13 million, but is now at 14 million and climbing because of the interest. She'll be in the same boat as Blueface. Now, do I believe that Blueface is trying to play both sides and the breadwinner right now is Chrisean, so he's trying to be in the good graces of who he's going to benefit from more, because he knows Jaden's going to always be there because she's used to this kind of a relationship with Blueface way before Chrisean Rock came into the picture. And it'll be another Chrisean Rock even when Chrisean gets the message. And then again, she might never get the message. She might stay around just as long as Jaden stayed around, which was what, when she was 16, 17, she met Blueface. So again, I will definitely keep you guys updated on a lot of these questionable and concerning pieces of information that you are finding on. And I also want to say respectfully, please stop name dropping the name that you think that I'm referring to, because we're not here to be messy. We're not here to do a smear campaign. We're not here to endorse, to unsubscribe, or stop looking at others' content. This is how some people get their bread and butter. I'm not trying to mess up anyone's bag. All I'm trying to do is clear up the rumors and the false allegations and the fake news. That's it. That's what my job is to do. I've dropped the ball a few times too, and recently I dropped the ball. It was on the Queen Aunt, her being in jail. Now, I'm not saying she wasn't in jail, but the person who has always been a reliable source to me basically never showed me the receipts. I took their word for it because they never let me down any other time, and all the information was accurate any other time. And I'm not trying to say that that source lied to me, but because I missed part 2 of the receipts proving that allegedly Queen Op did get rearrested and Danny, they refuse to want to give me those receipts at this present time, not because of being mad at me or anything that I did, but they're mad at YouTubers that might take the information and they don't give credit to the person who furnished the information. And that's understandable. They feel as though they put in their work and their due diligence, they're being used for their content and not getting credit for it. So I was never able to get the receipts. If I would have stayed up that night and did the recording of them providing the receipts of these allegations about Queen Op and Danny, I would have been able to retract what was said. Not even retract. If in fact Queen Op did get rearrested and Danny after the Michelle case, then we could debunk people who are trying to say that this video was put up and it was fake news because no receipts were furnished. Going forth, I don't care who you are. You could be my mother or my father. SL Davis is going to do my due diligence just to be on the safe side. People are human first and foremost, and sometimes they might not mean to give you information that's not accurate. And you can ultimately, pass off information that's not factual and mess up your whole credibility with your supporters in the community that supports you. And she's been with them how many years? It might take her, Chrisean Rock, that many years too, just to leave Blueface alone. And at that point, Jada might dip off in the wind.